Guys, my name is Teacher Moody. I hope you guys are having a good time here. I was just hoping to, for those who are actually beginning studying English, there are basic things that you need to cover. So I just wanted to share this with you while you are planning to, to be able to study this language. You have to understand that the important things that we always do to actually drive you or help you get to your destination. So you have to cover a few things that I'm going to share with you. If you manage to cover these things properly and with the appropriate speed that you will be required to, you will be able to actually speak a very good English. It doesn't matter what is your level. So just pay attention to this information, and then you will be on your way. Again, it doesn't matter what is your level. So just understand that you have to work a little bit harder, okay, in order for you to perfect your English. So to any beginner, you don't have to worry about nothing, okay? It's just a process, like any process. When you start any job, you always have to be psychologically strong, okay? Sometimes you have to learn, sometimes you have to ask, sometimes you have to do whatever it takes until you master that post, whatever that you have been assigned. So studying English is also the same. So you just need to be consistent. You have to be a little bit um, working a little harder, okay? But at the end of the day, if you follow the appropriate ways, you will be able to speak a good English. But the structure, as somebody who has been teaching for a while, English language has needs special attention to some things. So that's what I want to share with you today. So you don't say that, you know what, I cannot, somebody else is above me. You can always get there, okay? So don't give up. As they say, don't fear the fear, but fear itself. So I just want to encourage everybody that these things are doable, okay? So let's start. I'll just share with you a few pointers, the things that I normally use. And I can tell you, I have a number of students who came to me with this problem, and we solved this problem. Now they communicate, they can put their point across, they can use English language for their lives, for their careers, and some of them are pretty happy. So you can tell I'm very confident. I'm purely confident with what this structure can do for you. So basically, as a student, as somebody who is starting, whatever level you are in, you have to, it's like building a house, okay? When you want to study something, you have to have the fundamental points that you're going to be following. So this structure has been working for a long time, and so many people have benefited from this structure, and it's a structure that I have been applying. Okay, so I applied several ways, and this one actually brought a lot of results, and I am using and have been using for a while now. So you have to, first of all, you have to start, or you have to start with parts of speech. Okay, it is very important for you to familiarize yourself with parts of speech. Somebody is asking themselves right now, what is part of speech? Part of speech is really not something that is very unique. It's something that we always use. Okay, so when you make a sentence, for example, a sentence has a lot of words. Okay, and every word in that sentence belong to a certain part of speech. Okay, so for example, you have nouns. Nouns are names for people, things, okay, animals, and etc. So also you have verbs. All these are parts of speech. So you have nouns, you have verbs, you have adverbs, you have adjectives, you have articles, you have conjunctions. Okay, you have interjections. Okay, so all these are parts of speech, so you have to master them. When I say mastering them, is that these are actually the individual subjects. So you have to know the characteristic of verbs. Okay, you have to know what types of verbs do we have, which are auxiliary verbs. Okay, sometimes they're called mad or auxiliary. You have to know how they're used. Okay, why do we use them? Okay, also you have main verbs. Okay, when it comes to nouns, we have different types of nouns, so you have to also know them, and they all have their role in English language because they help us. Okay, they help us decide, okay, this is the subject that we're talking about. What article do we use? And how many types of article do we have in English? Which are we have two types of articles. We have indefinite and definite. You have to know that too. Okay, so you have to break that down too and know, okay, so now I can use with this noun, I can use this article. Okay, this noun is in plural, so I have to use this article. So you have to understand all these things. It's really not complicated. I promise you, you will be able to cover it in a very short period of time. Especially if you you're committed and you're planning to really give it your best. I mean, I've seen people studying for 6 months and they become really good in speaking English. So it's something that I have seen day in, day out. So also things like adjectives. Adjectives, you have to learn what is an adjective. How do we use adjectives? What are the features of adjectives? Okay, things like comparative, superlative. Okay, what is superlative? Why do we have different? Why are they different? Okay, it's because adjectives are used for a certain purpose in English language. So you have to know those purposes. You have to understand why do we have these adjectives. Once you know these things, it's easy for you to actually use them and construct a beautiful sentence. Okay, I'll give you one example. For example, the sentence, my friend is, my girlfriend is beautiful. Okay, beautiful is an adjective, but that adjective can also be used in different ways. Okay, you can attach more to that adjective, and that adjective will become comparative. Okay, if you say most, you use most with the adjective. Okay, that is most beautiful. That is comparative. So you have to familiarize yourself with these things. Once you know how to use them, it's actually it's going to be easy for you to really control. Okay, control your sentences and make sure that you know exactly what you want to say. Okay, and how are you gonna say it? What verb do I have to use? What adjective? What characteristic of this verb has to be? Okay, in order for you to drive your message across in a beautiful way. Okay, so you go to things like articles. Okay, you go to interjections. Interjections are very important, okay, because interjections are used to give you enough time or to express something. Example, that's an adjective. That is an interjection. Okay, it gives you, or it help you to give an information to somebody that you either you're doubting whatever that person is saying. And we have so many, okay, we have so many interjections that need to be covered, so you need to learn these things. Also, with the after you study parts of speech, okay, all those things that I mentioned, okay, you also need to go to tenses. Okay, so in English language we have three main tenses, that is present, past, and future. So you have to master them, because they are very important too, because you have to understand what is the question about, what is this person trying to find out. Okay, what am I trying to ask for? Okay, am I trying to ask something for something that is going to happen in the future? Am I asking about something that has already passed? Okay, all these things are very important. Why? Because people actually won't understand, or they will be having problem with your English if you don't know how to use appropriate tense. Okay, and in all those three categories we have four. Okay, we have four parts to all of them, because example, present tense, we have present simple, present continuous, present perfect, and present perfect continuous. While in past tense we have the same structure, but is in past. So we have past simple, past perfect, past continuous, past perfect, past perfect continuous. And in future the same, we have simple, future, simple, we have future continuous, future perfect, and future perfect continuous. All of them have their own specific role in communication in English. So don't say, oh, you know what, I know future tense, okay, so I'm just going to. No, you're not going to be able to drive the answer or a question the way it's supposed to. For example, if somebody says, I have been waiting for you for 2 hours, that is in future continuous. Okay, future perfect continuous. It's different from future perfect, because future perfect will say, I have waited, okay, for I have waited for 2 hours. Okay, that means this action has happened in the past. When you look at I have been waiting, that means is a period of time that you have been waiting. Actually, you have been sitting there and you're still waiting for that person. Okay, so there is a slight difference between those two, and there's so many differences to these tenses that you need to cover. I think if you manage to do that, then you're going to be in a very good shape, and you will be able to communicate very fluently and without any doubt to anything that you're saying. Okay, so remember, you guys, that you have just need to work a little bit harder and a little bit smarter, and you have to follow this structure. And in 6 months, if you really focus in everything that I said, you will be able to not only to speak but to command your English. Okay, yes, you will be able to command it. And after studying all these tenses, you also need to, after you have your parts of speech, so you know every part of a sentence. Okay, every word that comes in a sentence you should know. Okay, their characteristics. why do I have to use them here, what is the reason, what is the meaning, and all that. And then now after that you have to know sentences. So you go to sentences now, the structure of a sentence. Okay, you have to know the types of sentences, like a simple sentence. What is a simple sentence? Okay, what is a complex sentence? What is a compound sentence? What is a compound complex sentence? And then after that you go to you look at the sentence itself and you see what is inside the sentence. Okay, so a sentence can be broken down into parts, okay, which is clauses and phrases, okay, and parts of speech. So we normally have in English, we have a big structure, which is normally a paragraph. Okay, a paragraph is broken into sentences, and then sentences are broken into clauses, and then clauses are broken into they have inside the clauses we have phrases, and then from phrases we have individual parts of speech. Okay, so when you see the way it goes. Okay, if you know a part of speech, you will be able to construct a phrase. If you have, if you have a phrase, you'll be able to construct a clause. If you have a clause, you'll be able to construct a sentence. If you can construct one sentence, okay, or two sentences, you already have a paragraph. Okay, a paragraph lead to something different. You will be able to write a book. Okay, from a book you will be able to do whatever you want. Okay, so basically this is a fundamental structure that I believe in and I have been using for so many people, and my students, they have been very successful. They know how to use English language to their best. Okay, so they can actually command it. Okay, and some people, they come with not with so much English, but by applying this in 6 months, I've seen so much improvement. So I hope this lesson will also inspire you and give you a roadmap. Okay, start there. If you have any problem, you can always find my notes. Okay, you know how to find my notes. You can go to teachermoody.blogspot.com. Okay, there you will find parts of speech. Okay, like verbs, adverbs, the characteristics, and etc. And you'll see I have also put there some information about tenses. Just try to build yourself that way, and you will be on your way to a success that you always wish to have. Okay, when it comes to English language, let's say that English is a driver to our world economy now. So you have to at least try to learn the language and try to be as good as you can be. Okay, they say education has no end. With that, I just wanted to say hi to Midley, Sharif, and Osman. If they happen to come across this, I want them to know that I know they're studying very hard, and they are always inspiration. And you guys keep working hard, and you will see good results. Thank you very much, and I'll see you next.